Hey Monica, how's it going?
It's going okay. I'm a little stressed out about my boyfriend, though.
Okay. Can you tell me what's stressing you out about your boyfriend?
Sure, he doesn't live here. He lives on the East Coast, and right now my biggest issue is trying to figure out how to be intimate with the distance. So he's getting very frustrated with me because I'm not responding the way he would like me to.
Okay, so it sounds like this long distance relationship is taking a toll on your guys' intimacy in the relationship.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
The more unhappy he is or disappointed, the worse I feel. And so, because I feel badly, it doesn't really motivate me to want to, send pictures of myself or be more sexual with him. It's kind of pushing me away.
Okay, that must be kind of stressful for you to handle and deal with.
It is.
Can I ask you how long you've been with your boyfriend?
Well, it's pretty new, only 5 months, but we've only spent a total of maybe 3 weeks together in terms of actual face-to-face. So we didn't really get to know each other. It was one of those we met and decided to give it a chance.
Okay, wow.
So just hit the ground running.
Yes. So it sounds like you're dealing with the whole aspect of it being a new relationship and not knowing him that well to feel comfortable being intimate with him in a long distance platform. Is that correct? Or,
Exactly,
okay.
yeah. I mean, we're still figuring out each other intimately now, and we're not able to see each other, so we can't really build that baseline. So I still don't really, I guess that's it. I don't really feel that comfortable yet with him physically.
Yeah.
So how can I be confident in that when there's distance?
Well, yeah, I think that's totally normal and something to really consider. You know, you don't know him that well yet, and so I think it's normal that you feel uncomfortable in terms of like sending him pictures. So, have you sent him pictures of yourself before?
I did. I've sent him only one, intimate photo, I suppose. But all the rest, I have sent him pictures, and he's not really reaffirming when I send them. Like, I'll send them, and he'll start talking about something else. Like, maybe he'll say, like, oh, you look nice, or you look pretty, I miss you. But they're not usually met with a lot of excitement.
Mm-hmm. It must be really hard. You're putting yourself out there and not really getting a positive reinforcement back.
Yeah, it's awkward.
Yeah. What kind of a reaction would you want from him?
I definitely would want him to seem more excited, more happy, because it makes me feel super self-conscious. Like, am I not pretty enough? And I don't know, it just starts making me doubt myself and just makes me less inclined to be sexual or intimate with him.
Yeah, definitely. So you're saying that being intimate with your long-distance boyfriend is really stressful for you, and he's been asking you to send pictures of yourself, and you feel uncomfortable because you don't know him that well. Is that true?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Has this been a large issue in your relationship thus far?
Definitely, yeah. It started off as him just casually mentioning it, and and I want him to be happy. I want to make him happy, but he's not living here, so I get caught up in my own stuff. So I'm not really thinking about, oh, I need to send him a picture, or I need to send him a sexy text or whatever. I'm laughing because it's so awkward. It just takes me out of my element. So it started off as a little problem, and I guess because I wasn't doing enough, it just grew into this huge, it just snowballed into this huge thing. So now it's this big conflict, and it kind of carries over into other things. So yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more of what do you mean that it carries over into other things?
I guess he feels, because I'm not able to express myself, in a sexual manner, he also feels like I'm holding back emotionally in terms of being vulnerable. He sees that being tied to being vulnerable with my emotions, which I guess could be tied. So yeah, so he thinks that I'm just holding back in general, and but he makes that the focal point, that not being sexual enough.
Not being sexual enough.
Yeah.
Would you be open to sending him pictures at this moment, or do you want to come up with a couple alternative things that you could possibly do with him to kind of create a more comfortable closeness with him? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Okay. So have you guys, would you be, willing to ask him if he would want to Skype with you?
Yeah, I think we do. So I guess we could Skype more.
Mm-hmm.
The time difference makes it a little hard. So I guess maybe me and him could figure out, maybe set aside a day and a time. It kind of sucks that you have to plan it out, but I guess that's the part that I'm kind of lacking in.
Yeah, it must be really hard, like not having him here close by and being able to see each other frequently must take a large toll on the whole relationship.
It does.
It must be really hard to deal with.
It is. I want to, another part of me wants to send pictures, but I'm not feeling comfortable enough. I want to do it because I want to, and not because I feel like he's twisting my arm to make me do something that I'm just not super comfortable.
Yeah, and that would make me feel uncomfortable if I was in that situation, definitely.
Yeah, and I never, this is brand new because I've never really been one, even in my past relationships, I was never, let me send you a picture, because I could drive 10, 15 minutes to see them. So it's just new and kind of scary.
Yeah, it is scary. You're being vulnerable with yourself.
Yeah.
With this person that you haven't known for that long. So, I mean, it definitely takes time to build like a comfortable space between him and you to have that to be in your relationship. So maybe Skyping isn't like the best solution. We figured out that it's hard to kind of set aside a time and date to Skype. What about maybe more frequent phone calls?
I can do that. Okay. I feel like I definitely, once he told me that I wasn't doing enough, I did. I've been trying to make a conscious effort to check in more because it's so out of the norm for me. So I have to really tell myself to do it. But now it's becoming a little bit more natural. Mm-hmm. It's still something I'm having a hard time doing just because I get caught up in, like I said, whatever I'm doing, and I'm not thinking about sending him a text.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a little selfish, but I mean, it is good to let people know that you're thinking about them, even if it's just something short and a smiley face,
Definitely, and I think maybe, have you seen that it's improved things between you and him once you increased texting him and kind of talking to him more? Do you think it's made things better?
He definitely acknowledged that I'm communicating more, which he likes, and he is good at validating that I am, putting forth effort. But it always comes back to me not being sexual enough and not showing him that I desire him because I'm not forthright with pictures or words. I don't really know because I'm not there. He wants to feel like I still want that and need that, and right now I'm just not even really thinking about that.
Yeah, you have a lot going on, and I know last time you said you were in school again,
right?
And it's totally normal to kind of be in your own life, especially him being far away. If he's not present with you while you have a lot on your plate, it's easy to kind of just keep your relationship with him kind of a different priority level. But you also said that even he has noticed an improvement with your communication with him, and but yet he still brings up the whole sending him a picture thing. Maybe do you think you'd want to send him maybe just pictures of yourself in when you feel comfortable? Send him more frequent pictures and see how he reacts to that.
Yeah, like I want. Ideally, I almost told him exactly the same thing. I told him, I'm not feeling really great right now. I'm feeling really stressed and not feeling good overall. And, just let me get to that feeling good again. And I will definitely, take regular pictures once I'm feeling pretty acute and and more attractive overall. Even though I know I'll probably just look the same, but it's like that feeling.
Once you get comfortable with him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. And I suggested, hey, like, can you just give me a little bit of space with that? Like, I'm just not feeling good. And he just doesn't seem to get it, and that makes me sad and makes me feel worse and pushes me even further away from feeling good about myself. So I tried to communicate that to him, and he wasn't super understanding, so I don't know, like, maybe I should just take a whole bunch of pictures, like 50 pictures on one day and then save them, or in different outfits and make it seem like it's different. I don't know. I
think maybe,
not really sure what to do.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in the sense of him, it seems like he wants you to validate him. In terms of like intimacy, and that puts a lot of pressure on you. I mean, do you feel like that's just kind of weighing on you in terms of feeling comfortable with him and kind of progressing in the relationship, because he keeps pushing this idea of sexuality and needing it from you, even though you're so far away? Even a picture, you only can do so much.
Exactly. Yeah, I think. I mean, ideally, I wish he would feel secure and confident enough in our relationship where he doesn't need that extra. But, I mean, I totally get it, because I need that validation, too, from him. But, yeah, I think that it's hard to move forward when he keeps, like, holding that against me, and it's just frustrating, and I feel like a lot of my energy is spent worrying about that, and in my head I think, oh, okay, if I don't send a picture, then he'll just cheat on me and find someone close by.
Yeah,
these are the thoughts that I'm like, oh, he's just gonna, if I don't do what he wants me to, he's just gonna like leave me and find like someone close by that's easily accessible. So that's another reason that kind of why I don't even want to send them too, is I'm just afraid that, I have to do this in order to like keep him in my life. That's what it kind of feels like. I know it sounds kind of extreme.
No, I mean that definitely is a real thing. I feel like people do worry about, and I feel like it's normal to feel like that, in the sense of, you are far away and it's a possibility, a real possibility that it could happen. But I mean, I think that if you are comfortable sending pictures, then you should. If you're uncomfortable and you've expressed it to him, it's totally in your power to decide what you want to do in that situation. And you can't control someone else, regardless. If he chooses to cheat, then he chooses that, and no matter what you do, you can't change that.
Right.
But I definitely think it's something worth working on. So if you would be open to sending him maybe just a regular picture of yourself doing something in your day, so maybe he can feel connected to you, like, oh, I went to class today, just a picture of yourself. If you send them more frequently, do you think that you'd want to do that and kind of see how that goes? And then maybe next session you can let me know, and then we can see how it works out.
I think that's a great idea. I think maybe if I did that, it would lead me to feel more connected to him, and I would feel more close to him to want to send those other type of pictures.
Yeah.
And I definitely haven't really been including him in my day-to-day life or routine. So that's a really good idea that I can do.
Okay, good. Okay, so I want you to try that out.
Okay.
And let me know if it works or doesn't work, and then we'll go from there.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, cool.